Hello, I'm Liam, and I'm here to narrate Iceland's Maestro writer. His wild life and genius exploding head, Þórbergur Þórðarson, Hali acute Suðursveit, 12 March 1888/1889 Reykjavík, 12 November 1974 was an Icelandic author and Esperantist. An ironist, satirist, volatile critic, and groundbreaking achiever in experimental autofiction, Þórbergur arguably remains among Iceland's most beloved 20th-century authors. He is considered one of the greatest Icelandic stylists of his day, with an unrivaled vocabulary and astonishing facility for written expression. Therefore, he was respectfully dubbed Maestro Þórbergur. Þórbergur was an autodidact. As recounted in his largely autobiographical works, Íslenzkur aðall 1938 and Ofvitinn 1940, Þórbergur lived in poverty for much of his youth and early adulthood and could not afford secondary or higher education. Iceland's Maestro writer lived a truly extraordinary and turbulent life, filled with both incredible creativity and shocking behavior. 1888-1906 grew up in Suðursveit. 1906-1909 worked as a ship's cook. 1909-1913 attended school without graduating. 1913-1918 studied literature and philosophy at the University of Iceland, but was not allowed to graduate. 1916 began collecting Icelandic vocabulary. 1918 delved into theosophy and yoga. 1918-1925 worked as a teacher. 1924 his mistress gave birth to their daughter Guðbjörg. 1925 devotes his life to Esperanto. 1932 married Margrét Jónsdóttir. 1921-1940 traveled extensively in Europe. 1974 received honorary doctorate from the University of Iceland. Nov 12 1974 died at Vífilsstaðir Hospital. Iceland's Maestro writer lived a life of incredible excess and artistic brilliance, pushing boundaries and defying expectations. In January 1934, Þórbergur wrote a series of essays for the socialist daily Alþýðublaðið, titled The Nazis' Sadistic Appetite, Kvalithorsti Nazista. Iceland's public prosecutor filed charges against Thórdarson for supposedly offensive clauses in the article, one of which labeled Adolf Hitler a sadist. The Supreme Court of Iceland agreed with the prosecutor and found the author guilty of derogating a foreign nation. The court sentenced Þórbergur to pay a fine of 200 kronur. Iceland's Maestro writer, a figure of captivating eccentricity, lived a life brimming with both incredible creativity and shocking turmoil. The relatively little of Þórbergur's work which has been translated into English consists mainly of fragments from his larger works. Portions of Íslenzkur aðall 1938 were published as In Search of My Beloved in 1967. In recent years, Professor Julian Meldon Darcy has translated a fragment from Brave till Leru 1924 as a short story, titled When I Got Pregnant, as well as the first full book to appear in English translation. The Stones Speak 2012, Þórbergur's childhood memoirs, originally published as Steinarnir Tala in 1956. Further translations are in progress. On 30 June 2006, a museum and cultural center was opened in Hali, Suðursveit. It is called the Þórbergssetur and is dedicated to Þórbergur's work and life. Iceland's Maestro writer was a captivating figure whose tumultuous life ultimately birthed extraordinary literary works.